Welcome back, friends, to episode 2 of the K-Pop Collector's Guide. Today we are going to be setting up our buy trade sell account on Instagram. Our first episode was on how to buy photo cards, hopefully without getting scammed. So today is episode 2, and like I said, we are going to set up our account. I've gone ahead and archived all of my posts because we're starting fresh. And I'm just gonna walk you through the whole process the best I can. And if my voice is a little raspy, I apologize. The house is still sleeping, so I'm trying to keep it down. Also, this is something that I usually do from my cell phone and not on desktop, so this is my first time doing this, so hopefully everything goes smoothly. So the first thing you want to do is make an Instagram account. You're gonna have a better chance at trading and selling and buying if you have a dedicated Instagram page for just that. And a lot of people in the community do not like selling or dealing with private accounts for whatever reason. That's not an issue I've ever had, but it is a thing. So you want to make a dedicated page for your photo cards. You want to make your username, and obviously I'm being hypocritical here because I didn't do this, but you usually want your name and like BST for buy sell trade, or K-pop trades, or PC trades, or something I would say idol related, or whatever particular group that you plan on selling or that you stan or what have you. Something that says, this might be a K-pop account. In your bio, you want just, a little blurb, a little basic thing that people can come and look at quickly. I don't know why this says UM. This used to have an American flag right here, and it's not there anymore for some reason. But anyone who comes here knows that I deal with Monster X, NCT, ATEEZ, BTS, and I only ship in the US. Now, for a more in-depth, detailed understanding of my page, or what will be your page, you're going to want to make a highlight down here, or you can do a card. I prefer to do card because it's easier to go in and update as opposed to making a post and putting it in my little story here and then saving. It's a whole process. So we're going to hop over to Caard for a second. The About Me section is not important. It's just a little tidbit I like to put on here. I've noticed that since I've put one on here, whenever I do get freebies, it's usually related to, things that I'm actually probably going to keep for myself. I usually recycle my freebies, but every now and then I get one and I'm like, yeah, I need to keep that. But what is important is your buy and trade rules. You want to have this set up so people know ahead of time who they're dealing with, what they're dealing with, what you're willing to trade for, where you're willing to trade or sell, how you want to interact. I personally want you to send me a screenshot of the listing. I want you to circle what you want. It cuts down on the confusion and the back and forth. I let you know that I will send you a video, and if I am dealing with you, I would like you to send me a video. I let you know that I only deal with PayPal or Venmo. Your shipping costs, how you pack your photo cards, what your mailing schedule looks like, if you work full-time, if you go to school full-time, anything that might be like, hey, just so you know, if your response time is slow, anything like that. And then the general consensus is to say, hey, send me this emoji so I know that you read all my stuff. And mine is a little honeybee for my little Jew honey. That's not important. Anyway, so once you have your requirements, your expectations set up, whether it be through Caard or through your highlights, also let me know if you would like a tutorial on Caard. I can show you how I set that up, even though it's pretty simple. Some other highlights that you definitely want are your trade proofs, your sale proofs. I put my mail up here more so for me, and essentially that's the proofs that I've provided to other people, and you can put them all in one highlight if you want. I just myself like to keep my trades in one and my sales in one. These are fairly old. If you remember in the last video when I was talking about checking the tape as far as seeing if proofs are fake or not, to see if they use the same tape consistently. This is what I was talking about. In mine, you can see that for the most part, all of my tape is usually the same. Now my card is gonna change, and we'll talk about those in a minute. Completely unnecessary, but it's something that I like. But you'll see it'll eventually change. But as far as my packing method, it's pretty much consistent across the board. My prios are here, which I can take this down. But any cards that are in your priority list, or any cards that you are just desperate to find, a lot of people like to put highlights here. Yeah, I can take this down. I have this card now, and I'm still, if you were watching, I need him. But I'm not paying $50 for it. All right. So you got your proof set up, your packing, your shipping prices. Some people like to do a feedback thing down here. Like they'll make a post where people can come and leave an actual written out review, which I think is pretty cool. Completely, again, optional, not necessary, but it is nice to see on pages. You also want your wish list. Again, you could put it down here. Mine is listed on my card because it's easier for me to update through Canva than it is for me to mass spam my highlights to update my wish list every single time I buy a new card. And it keeps it up to date a lot faster. Anyway, here you can see my wish list. I have them separated by groups and my in search of. So like I said, I can take that down off my highlights. I need to do that. And then also I have a little guide that shows what you're looking at. So if you see like the Neokio logo, or if you see a Pokemarket logo, or you see something labeled OTW for on the way, or it's blacked out, I don't need it. I think NCT has the most in the mail right now. And then I also have another one right when you come on the page. I don't know what Canva did. They had an update. This has nothing to do with anything. They had an update and all of my documents turned into videos, and I'm mad about it because you have to have a paid account to switch it back. Anyway, but you can go to pages down here, but click the 4 squares on the bottom right and you can go to any page. It'll blow up all of my NCT stuff, or you can scroll into your little heart's content. So you see we have the Neokio logo here. We have blacked out stuff here. I don't think I have any Pokemarket things waiting. Like I said, it's easier for me to come over here as soon as I get a card or as soon as I buy it to black it out over here, as opposed to re-downloading the wish list, blacking it out, uploading it to Instagram, making a highlight and saving it, as opposed to just coming over here, clicking, and it's instantly updated on my card. And I get my templates from Twitter. Depending on what group it is, I'm pretty consistent for the most part with the people that I use. But usually you can just go over to Google or go over to Twitter or Pinterest and say photocard template for yada yada blah blah blah, and then it'll pop up and you can use it. Or you can make your own. I do not have the time for that or the patience. So you got your page all set up, all nice and pretty. Optional, I have a key on my page so you can know which emojis that I use and what they mean. Okay, I'm trying to pull up my photographs so we can talk about that real quick. When you are taking pictures of your photo cards for your page, you want, if possible, some natural lighting. Don't put any filters on your picture. Include your @ somewhere in there, whether it be on a little card that you've made. You see mine's beat up. I've had it forever. You can put it on a post-it note and stick it to the side. Something that shows that this is your picture that you took on your account. And you want to preferably have a solid background so it doesn't look as busy. And you can take your photos however you see fit. I personally break mine up by member. Some people break theirs up by album, or they just have a hodgepodge of Photocards, and like I have one that's just a miscellaneous set of people like that. I'm not finna make all these individual posts for all these individual groups. So I have just a little miscellaneous pile as well. All right, so we are ready to make our first listing. So we're gonna hit create and post. And I have my stuff up over here because I'm blind and I want to make sure I grab the right one. And we're just going to go down the line here. Again, in my opinion, this is probably easier to do on your phone. I'm going to start with old Hong Jun. I have 2 for him. And we are just going to click and drag over. And these did not go in the order that I wanted them to. So we're going to swap that around. You don't have to put cover photos. Why are we not? What are we doing? There we go. I like to put cover photos on mine strictly for aesthetics. Definitely not necessary. Just so, and I'll show you when we get into tagging accounts, just so when people see it, it catches their eye and they know off rip what they're looking for. So if we go back over here, I guess I just can't click through like that. I have to click down here. We want to crop this the best we can. Get 4x5. I can. So 4x5, 16x9. 1:1 is what I prefer. But as you can see, when I took this picture, I was not wide enough. So we're going to go 4x5. And then we're going to click next. We're not going to use any filters. And then you want to put your blurb here. I use the same blurb on every single one of my posts. So all I did was save it from a previous post before I archived all of them before I started recording. So I am going to copy here. We're going to paste it over here, and then we're going to tweak it a little bit. So Grammarly, go away. Grammarly won't go away. It's fine. Please read my information before DMing me, link in the bio. A lot of people will not deal with you if you have not read their stuff first. Or if you don't, there's some people that are like, if you don't send me the emoji at the bottom of my rules page before you start talking to me, you will be ignored. So take heed to people's different expectations of you. And then we're going to tweak this because this is the culling of my ATEEZ cards because I'm so tired of looking at these. And because the ATEEZ market is so saturated at this point, I just want them out of my life. So we're going to change this 3 to a 1. And then on the availability, I usually stick to 4x5 if I can, but we've got 4x4. So we can actually get rid of this and this and this and this. So there you go. So from here, we are going to tag our groups. You don't have to do this. I find you get better results because of the way Instagram is set up these days. And honestly, if I just type in, well, because I've done this many a times, if I just type in ATEEZ tags automatically comes up. But usually if you type in the group, because I don't know these tag accounts off the top of my head, that's for group order, so I don't want to do that. ATEEZ tags. ATEEZ tags. And you can put as many as you want on the page. I find 3 to 5 is my sweet spot. And what that does is it puts your cards on what's called a tag count, and we'll hop over there in just a second so you can see, and spreads it to the world in the most up-to-date fashion. Why are my doll hairs? Oh, because it's 1 and not 3 anymore. There we go. $1. You can hashtag down here if you want. I don't personally see the point, but you can hashtag ATs, and then whoever searches the hashtag, it'll be in there it'll be in there eventually, but it's going to be in a sea of stuff. So I don't hashtag my stuff anymore. And then we hit share. And it's going to spin and spin and spin and spin. What is this? We're not boosting our post because this is something we're doing for the free ski. And there is our post. Willing to sell, willing to trade. And there we have it. Now if we go over to, oh, you have to click on it. See, I told you this desktop thing, I usually do this on my phone. If you click on the post, you can see who's been tagged. We're going to go over to the tag account. And if you click on here where it says tagged, boom, up to date. And as you can see, 2 other people in the time that we posted our post seconds ago, 2 other people have posted something as well. I want this. And this is how you get off track. I don't have a signed in your fantasy. It's open though. I like my signed albums unopened. Anyway, we'll do one more together. We'll do Hongjun part 2. So we're gonna go to create. We're gonna go to post. We are going to select from computer. And I like to click and drag. That's just me, so I can see what I'm dealing with. Here, drop them down, switch them around, come out some, and I'll know next time to pull out even further. Realistically, I probably should have just broken them up and not put so many on one photo, but we're here now. What can you do? We're gonna go to next, no filter, and you can see with me not having that natural lighting or that extra lighting, you can actually see me taking the picture right there in the reflection of these cards. Usually I do take them out of the sleeves when I photograph them, and I also usually take pictures of the back as well, but because of the sheer amount of them, I was not in the mood. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But when it comes time for someone to say, hey, I'm interested in this card, then it will come out of the sleeve. I will send them a video of the front and the back. But we are gonna drop that to $1. And then we need to match our check marks. So we have 4, 4, 5, and I'm just copy and pasting right here as well. You can Google copy and paste emojis to get these if you want to do it on desktop versus doing it on your phone to get these things. And then we're going to tag our accounts. 1, and try to tag the account associated with the group, or you know what you got going on. Like this, I know this isn't a go, so I'm not gonna tag the group order account, because why would I? So we got these 3 right here, and you can also move these around if you want. I like to keep them in the little area off to the side so it doesn't get in the way of the picture. And spin, 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 and we've been shared. Uh-oh. And they're gonna they're gonna show up backwards. That's not a big deal to me, but it is what it is. Okay, enjoy the smooth sounds of whatever random song I insert here while I get the rest of this up. last one, mine is Shonu. I photographed him too wide, so I'm gonna have to go back and what did I just do? I'm gonna have to go back and take a new picture of his photo cards because they don't fit on the screen, and it makes me super sad. I mean, it fits, but it cuts it off, and I don't care for that. So get these last Monster X cards in here. And our page is complete. But I'll show you Shonu, where I was having an issue with his. And I don't know if it's my internet. I know it's not my internet because I have good internet. Not to, you know, toot my own horn or anything. But Instagram is like mad slow this morning. Anyway, as you can see, it cuts off over here and over there, and then when I move it to 16 by 9, it pulls back and you can see everything. But as soon as I go to the next screen, you see it kind of cuts his head off right there, and I can move it, you know, like I can bring it down some. I don't think it's actually moving. Yeah, I can bring it down some, but then it cuts off the bottom ones, which I guess that's not terrible, but I don't like it. So I'm going to reshoot his photo cards later. We can discard this. But yeah, so we have our page all set up right here, looking great, looking beautiful. I did want to touch on deal with at your own risk. I've only been scammed once, thank God, knock on wood. But as soon as I definitely made a post about what was going on, and I keep it, you see this was 109 weeks ago. I keep it on my page for the sake of whoever may come across this person. Usually you can type in the person's name, like for instance this one is Sub's Cloud, and then DWAYOR behind their name, and any kind of post that is about them will be popped up. And you know, hey, maybe I shouldn't be dealing with this person. So I keep that on my page forever and always. So we are all set up and ready to buy or sell or trade or just be great in general. I want to talk to you about shipping, and I don't have an actual trade ready to go, obviously, because I just reset my page up, but I do have a picture, I do have a clip of 2 that I received in the mail that I'm going to insert here while I talk about. So once you, in a perfect world, once you get your initial pack of top loaders, you can get them anywhere really. I get mine from Amazon. If you're trading or selling or buying enough, I can't tell you the last time I've actually had to buy my own. Reuse, recycle is very, to me, very important in this community because we waste a lot of paper, we waste a lot of plastic. So if you can reuse it, by all means do so, but you better have that card in a top loader or shoved between 2 pieces of cardboard or something that's going to keep it sturdy and flat when you were sending it in the mail, especially if you were doing international shipping. Do not use regular tape on photo cards. Does it work? Yes. Is it a pain in the ass to get off? Yes. Can you potentially damage your card? Yes. Use washi tape, blue painter's tape. They're soft. They peel so easy. Something else that is not mandatory, but something that I live by, is non-machinable stamps. Are they more expensive than regular stamps? Absolutely. I offload that cost to the person that's buying the card. Unless it's a trade, then obviously that's just a stamp that I'm sacrificing. But I'm also trading, so whoever's on the other end is sacrificing a stamp as well. May not be a non-machinable, but it's a stamp nonetheless. I like non-machinable stamps because I know that my envelope that I am sending out is not going to go through a machine where it will be smushed, and the top loader is not going to get potentially cracked or dragged or ripped. Seal your stuff to hell, especially if you're, well, you know what? If it's like a blizzard outside or there's a hurricane a brewing, reach out to the person that you're dealing with and say, hey, I'm not gonna send out just yet because the weather is terrible. Okay, you want to treat these people's mail the way you want your mail to be treated. And nobody wants a soggy photo card. So, in general, make sure you tape your edges, the envelope flap, tape the top loader shut, tape the top loader to the envelope, tape everything, okay? Weatherproof everything. Make sure when you are writing the address on your envelope, you are printing it clearly so there's no misunderstandings. And also when you are dealing with a person in your DMs, make sure you send them a picture of the envelope before you send it out so they can verify that yes, this is my address, yes, you spelled everything correctly, yes, it should get to me. So on the off chance that it does not get to them, they can't say, well, you know what, how do I know you didn't put the wrong address on there? And it'll save you problems in the long run. In general, you want to drop off at a locked mailbox or in a blue box. This is the way of the photocard community. A lot of people don't care. Well, I'm not going to say a lot of people. Some people don't care. I'm one of the people that don't care if you put it in your personal mailbox where you have to put your little flag up and they come, but you do run the risk of someone stealing your mail. So the blue box or a lock box is your best drop off method. And make sure that you message the buyer or the person that you're trading with, send them a video of you dropping off so they can see that yes, you did in fact drop it off in a locked box and you didn't, keep it for yourself. Try to keep your stuff organized. It's better in the long run for you and whoever you will be dealing with. And take it one at a time. If you have a ton of people in your DMs, try to take it one at a time so you don't get them crisscrossed and mixed up. I am guilty of coming over here and being like, oh, let me change this to my pending emoji, and then I'll finish that trade and then forget to change it to a no longer available. But if I'm dealing with a bunch at one time, when I'm done with everybody, I like to come and just, glide through, browse through, make sure everything is up to date and correct. Same with your wish list. It's not a huge deal. It is kind of a pain in the butt when, as a trader, I come to you and say, hey, I have this card on your wish list. Can I trade with you? And then your response is, oh, actually, I don't need that anymore, and now I'm sad. So try to keep your stuff up to date. It's just common courtesy. We do already have a notification for one. I'm gonna go ahead and follow back. A lot of these, depending on how your settings are set up or however Instagram wants to treat you on that given day, they are not able to actually message you unless you follow each other. So I'm thinking that's what I saw earlier, because you notice as soon as I hit the follow back, this message popped up. So we're gonna go over here, and we already have someone interested. I'm interested in a lot of your ATs and some of your Monster X, but I can't DM screenshots. And you see she sent, I'm not going to say she because I don't know, sent the bumblebee. And this is the beginnings of a new friendship. Anyway, we're gonna end the video here. Thank you for joining me yet again for another episode of the K-pop Collector's Guide. Next episode, we're going to go over Nyokio and how not to spiral and spend more money than you need to. So, I will catch you on the flip side. Collect responsibly and resist the FOMO. Bye. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down.